come from road. You know what I mean? I'm a road man. I come from road. As much as I used to work, and I used to work at the sea. I used to do stockbroking. I used to do loads of stuff. You know what I mean? But I was always a road man. And I realized I got to try and people always try and give something back. I ain't really want to give shit back, really. You know what I mean? I just wanted the people to understand that if I can do it, you can do it. You know? And depending on what environment you got around you as well, because a lot of these young people, it's the environment around them is a load of crap.
You're a product of your environment, right?
Thank you. You know what I mean? Thank you. Yes, right. You're a product of your environment, and I was a product of my environment, but I made a change.
Let's go.
Yes. Welcome to the 13th and final round podcast. Today we have a special guest here. Jason.
Yes.
Method Man.
In the house.
Ready for them.
Crown and Manor. Yes, I am.
Yes. That's where it started.
Yeah, Method Man. Come on, tell where you get the name from. Was he inspired by Method Man? Because it's my favorite.
Come on,
Method Man.
How it started, really. Obviously, I was always into hip hop back in the days, and the Method Man just kind of grabbed me, you know. And I looked it up. What Method Man actually means. A method is methodical. So I always had a style what to beat someone else. So it's like it was all mathematical. And the way I used to kind of fight, you know what I mean, in my mind, you know what I mean. So I used to like kind of break people down in my mind before I used to knock them out. And it's all methodical, really. And so even when I went to see Method Man, and I hailed him up and said, "Yo, bro, what on?" Method Man. And it was a concert. He's saying, "Yo, what on?" But I never really got to actually meet him like person to person. It was just on a concert thing where he gave me a high five, and I was like, that's all I need to have is high five from the man.
got the same one when he did Manchester Apollo.
Same thing. What on, brother? You know what I mean? But he kind of inspired the name. You know what I mean? Obviously, I was always into hip hop, and it was, and I used to watch a lot of kung fu movies as well. Like I used to watch Method Man. There's one called actually Method Man, kung fu movies and stuff. And I grew up watching kung fu movies, so I thought, because really and truly, my name wasn't really going to be that. It was going to be Jason Matthews, the Killer Earthquake. I'll never forget that.
Killer Earthquake.
Killer Earthquake. So when I come,
shake the world,
shake the world. All right, that's what it really was going to be. But I thought that was maybe a bit too, a bit too.
I always liked your ring entrances.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah. How did you come up with that ring entrance?
You used to have this veil over his face.
Yeah. Because you know, funny saying that I was growing up in Hackney in East London. A lot of my friends, close people to me, died. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the veil was like a thing where, because obviously you just respect, and all their a lot of people died, and I was kind of walked to the ring, and a lot of the time, I was never not comfortable. I was never calm. I was always had things on my mind. You know what I mean? And that veil kind of like covered everything over. Shut off. Shut off from the world. Focus, you know what I mean? And focus, you know? And that is when I kind of like, my mindset was like clear when I had the veil, and when I took it off, it was that's time for business. You know what I mean? That was just my style and my ring entrance. No, it wasn't all the time. Sometimes I used to come in just like with the thing on my, like no fear on my head and all that stuff. You know, but I think as you get more into boxing, your style starts to change. You start to get a bit more humble and a bit more growing up and stuff. You know,
mature, innit?
What about your friends though? You said you lost friends. How was that? How you lose them?
Yeah, I mean, if you were road things, but some of them died natural causes. Some hanging themselves, you know what I mean, whatever problems they're going through.
Life.
You know what I mean, just life problems, you know what I mean? And some of them got killed, some got shot. You know what I mean? But there's close people to me, you know what I mean? But life goes on, and as bad as it sounds, you know what I mean? People who know me, been around me, who know what I'm talking about. We've been for a lot of funerals, we go to a lot of nights and stuff, and we just got this thing in our mindset, like, life just goes on. It just goes on.
Strong.
So
be strong.
It didn't affect you in your career. Like sometimes if someone dies and it affects you, you know, when your career, it didn't really affect you.
I mean, there's a time when I think when I will beat my first title. My first title I won was WBO Intercontinental, and that's when my cousin, my close cousin, who's like my right hand man, he hanged himself. And God knows why, because the day before I was with him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if there was a problem, he could have said, boy, Jay, I got this guy in on, or blah, blah, blah. But sort it out.
There was no signs.
Yeah, not even half a sign. So I was with him.
How did you feel? Wow.
Yeah, that was bad. That was really bad, because it's funny, because his dad died 3 months before he died.
Wow.
So we were still mourning the dad, then he dies. You know what I mean? So it was a killer blow. You know what I mean?
It affected him, innit?
Yeah, but it affected me in the sense that I went into that fight. I remember I was really ruthless in that fight. I just wanted to get over and done with and just carry on with my life. You know what I mean? And I felt a guy what's a guy called Paul something. Paul something. Paul
Samuels?
Nah. Paul something.
Something with a D.
I don't know the D thing, but it's a Paul. He's a guy called Paul. I remember Paul, and then I stopped him in fourth round. I think I stopped him in. I think the fourth round I stopped him in. No, second round I stopped him in. To win the WBO Intercontinental title. You know, so that was like my first really thing about losing someone and how you deal with it. You know, and we talk about the other stuff as well after. I know you guys got a lot of stuff to say.
We spoke to Richard Williams yesterday, and I asked him what's the biggest definition in a boxer that's what makes that man, and he said the biggest thing for him is the character of the man, and you're showing us that your character. Your character made you what you was. You know what I mean? That's what brought it out.
I've always been humble. I've always been a humble guy. Anyone that knows me will say I've always been the same.
Simeon's got mad love for you, man.
Yeah, Simeon, love that guy. And so I've always been humble. And even like when I was in Crown Manor, and I first got into Crown Manor, my boxing club, I was like a novice. I used to watch boxing.
Did yours have that power though?
Always had it.
Natural power,
even from school.
Big man power.
Even from school, I had that. You know,
serious.
And I used to Dandada. Sorry, Dandada coming right. So I always had that natural power from school, and I never used to really fight at school. I was more like even a bully, but I was like, if you come near me, you know what I mean, I just deal with the matter, you know what I mean? And that kind of carried me from my whole boxing career. So when I went to Crown Man, I sparred with a guy called Keith, and he was like, I think he was in the ABA. I was a novice, and I broke his ribs in the first spar. Wow. And it was like, you better do boxing. And before that, I was just doing weights and punching the bag.
What age?
I started late. I started at 17.
Wow. But 17, you're breaking man's ribs.
Yeah.
17.
Wow.
That's serious power, though.
I started 17, and I didn't know nothing about boxing. I would just fight. Fight. You know what I mean? I remember in the first fight I had, everything I learned, you know, and most boxers would tell you this when they actually have the first fight. Everything when they learn in the gym goes out the window. You just throw punches. You know what I mean? And I always say to people, my trainers say to me, hit the guy, come at my food, brother. Sorry, people, but this man's in my food, right? And my trainer said to me, hit the person more than you hit them, and you win.
Yeah, basic.
You win the fight.
Basic.
And that's this basic boxing.
Was you scared?
Terrified.
Yeah.
I was terrified. I was terrified my first fight.
But you know, it helped.
What about the rest of the fights? Did you have that fear or what?
I think the only fight I think I was a bit nervy in. It's funny. I think when I watched Joe Kawasaki as an amateur, because you remember the American Gladiators? Remember the American Gladiators?
Yeah.
I done the
bitch version.
It's the bitch version, right? You know the bit when you do the trials for it.
Yeah.
So I done the trials the day before that fight.
Yeah.
Day before the fight, you did that.
I know, that's stupidness.
Come on,
I know stupid.
What are you coach saying?
I know stupidness, man. Right? But I thought, because I'm fit, I thought,
it's nothing.
It's nothing.
Underestimate it.
Better. I can swear. Can I swear this?
Underestimate.
I swear it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's fucking hard, bro. Because what happened? I think you have to run 800 meters in 2.5 minutes. Yeah. So you're just
good club runner.
tearing. You're just tearing. Which wasn't too bad because I was fit already. But what killed me was when you had to
jump
go up
them things.
No, you had to climb up the rope. Like 50 feet or whatever it was. And I'm not in the army, man. I'm using brute strength.
Gymnastic.
I'm using my brute strength. When I used to top my hand, my arms was big like Popeye.
Yeah, forearm.
Your forearms like Popeye.
And you had to fight the next day. Then
I touched that. Then I come down. Then I took fine, boom, and then you done the thing with that battling ram thing, done that, boom, I was cool. Went home. Then I felt sick. I felt like sick because I came out there, put my stop and went home. Didn't dry up or nothing. I got like cold or flu or something. Yeah. And my trainer Bob Kipps, love him. He said to me, boy, we'll pull you out the fight because you can't fight like that. I said, man, I got so far. It was like the semi-finals of the ABAs. I said, I got this far. He said, nah, and they pulled me out. I said, brother, come on, man. You got to let me do it. And Kawasaki at that time was starring. He was like, he was no joke fighter. Unless you're on point, you know what I mean? You're fighting someone who's like top amateur as well. As much as I was a top amateur, he was a top amateur. I think he come from, I think it was.
He did it in 3 divisions, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it was
the welterweight.
Titles,
I think I think welterweight, light middleweight, or whatever.
Middleweight, yeah.
And he was good. And I went in there, and he was too good, too fast, too sharp. And beat me, stopped me in the first round. I think it was. Wow. You know what I mean? And I come out there, I was like, shit. But it's part of boxing. You live, you learn, you earn.
Yeah. I like that.
Come on,
good, man.
Yeah. So obviously going through my boxing career as an amateur from kind of manner, I won the Londons like 5-6 times, I think. You know what I mean? I won the Northeast about 5.
That's as good as winning the whole thing. London's seriously tough,
serious, man.
Tough area,
tough. That's all right. Tough. You can't believe it. You can't believe it.
Leeds.
That's a
Nottingham.
So winning when I went to London, I kept winning the London and North East. But remember, as I said, I was 17 when I started. Yeah. So you had people like a guy called what's his name again? From Repton. Repton had
he had Cisse.
Nah, Cisse was too lighter than me. You had a guy called Jamie Robinson. And a guy called Mark Baker.
Mark Baker. He was an army man. Sure, he was an army man.
Mark Baker. No, he was a traveller. Mark Baker was a traveller. Then you had a guy called Jamie Branch.
Branch, I remember him.
And then a guy called Bad
Too
Boy,
big for you,
Andrew Lowe.
Remember
Andrew Lowe? Andrew Lowe. So they were, them guys was like them guys are boxing from like,
do them first.
Yeah, them guys are boxing from 8 years old. They're coming like raw. So
and that gym was serious, wasn't it?
What? So I boxed a guy called Jamie Robinson first, and he had something like 200 fights. I had like 10, I think. You know what I mean? And a guy called Peter King. No, Peter King? Peter King, something King his name. He's my really good friend. And we used to spar a lot. We used to have hard spars. Then Jamie Robinson knocked him out. I was like, rotted. I was like, raw, you knock out my brother. You know what I mean? So then it was me up there. And I punched in the ground. I could punch. I punched him. But he had a style where he used to defend. And move off. And move off and defend. But if that was now, they would stop. They would stop the fight because I was battering him. You know what I mean? But he was defending. After that, then he would give you a couple punches in the arms. I punched myself out. Then he stopped me. I remember he stopped me. I was like, wow. The first time I've been stopped, I'm like, no.
It's not nice.
No, and I think I had something like 14 fights and 30 knockouts, something like that. I mean,
as an amateur.
As an amateur, yeah.
And he's only a kid as well.
Yeah, and I was a kid, you know what I mean? And I got to that stage, then obviously, you know, if you know anything about London and Repton and East London.
Lynn AC, them ones. Lynn AC.
Lynn was a great club, but Repton at that time,
very good.
Like what Repton used to do, they would say I was fighting, Repton would put in
some serious guys.
They put in about 7-8 people in your weight. In your weight.
100 boxers.
In your weight. So what happens, whatever happens, one of the Repton boys will win the North East. So as time get on, I got my experience. Repton guys are terrified of me. I destroy them. You know what I mean? And so back to gain my experience. I was an open class boxer in my 7th fight. Wow. You know what I mean? I boxed London against the Army. On my 7th fight. I won the novices. PLA, it's called the PLA. Remember the PLAs? It's called the PLAs. Maybe too old for you.
No. Right? 2 years older, man. Yeah, a bit older, 6 years old.
Yeah, this thing called PLAs, which was the novices. I won that in my 3rd fight. Wow. You know what I mean? And the people weren't winning the novices in the 17th fight now, 15th fight. I won it in my 3rd fight. Wow. I mean, then I was open class. I mean, then I was boxing for London. You know what I mean? So my amateur career I had a really good amateur career. I travelled the world. London. I mean, London versus the Army. London versus, Norway. I mean, Norway about 5-6 times. I mean, I travel, so I gained my experience.
How many fights? Amateurs?
I had 6. Well, I know I had 69 amateurs, which is a great. You know what I mean?
69.
So Woody, 69.
Cover your ears.
I had 60.
Yeah, 60.
Yeah.
I had 69 amateurs.
Wow.
I knocked out something like 57.
That's mad.
Or something like that.
That's
It's a high
ridiculous.
knockout
Yeah,
range.
yeah, yeah.
And I think I lost about 5 times in London or something, in England, sorry, and about 4 times aboard, or 3 times aboard, something like that. Something like that.
Man's not playing.
I don't want to run out of time, Jason. Stop talking. Man can talk. I don't run out of time. We have to. I love talking about your amateurs.
Catch up
but listen,
again.
what glows for me? He run over it. He won the world title against our guy Ryan Rhodes with 5 days' notice, and his mum died 5 days before the fight.
Yeah.
Now, as I said before, like Richard Williams brought up character.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah.
How did you do that, man?
You know something, right?
Inside.
My brother Leroy was a really strong-minded person. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? I used to really get a lot of power, a lot of strength from him. You know what I mean? Because he was just humble, like a real humble guy. And when my mum died, it was bad because it was like I remember going to the hospital. I was in the hospital. My mum was sick. She had a heart operation. She had a stroke first, and I think the stroke went across her heart. So it damaged one of her valves. So they had to give her a heart operation to put another valve in so it pumps the blood right or whatever. So I was in the hospital for like ages, like days. And I wouldn't go home. You know what I mean? And then my mum said to me, "Go home. Just go home and change and come back." I was the youngest of the siblings. So as I went home, my brother phoned me and said, "Come back, man. Come back, quick, come back." So I had to drop my car and drive back. When I got to the hospital, my mum died. And it was really, and it was like, I see my brothers, them crying and stuff. You know what I mean? That's AC Milan there, that guy in the hat on.
I do, soldier.
AC Milan, yeah, proper thing.
AC Milan.
AC Milan, he can fight.
He's been shopping,
He
man.
can bloody fight, right?
We'll talk to you.
Yeah, so what happened?
Malignaggi looks like Malignaggi, man.
Doesn't it? Yeah, so he so anyway, so when I went home, my mum died. I could see my brothers them crying, but I went upstairs. My mum was there on the bed crying about my mum, and it was weird because I was kind of like upset.
But in the days,
upset.
It never hit you.
Never hit me. I was the more upset, like how my mum leave me like this. You know what I mean? Because my mum was like every time people that know me, only me and my mum know. Every time before I used to fight, I used to lie in the bed with my mum and cry. Me and my mum used to cry together.
Wow.
And she'd say, "You're gonna go through and boom, 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 and God gonna help you and da. You know what I mean?" And that was like all my fights.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all up to my
Christian family.
Yeah, no, not Christian. My mum went into
Stop that, man. Stop that, man.
She was into more of the God thing, but not into the Christian thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She was like, God's gonna guide you and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
So my mum so that was like really. I always have that in my head. So when I was in the garden, like my mum was in the coffin in the house because black people we do a thing where they bring the coffin in the house just show respects and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And people believe in all that spiritual stuff. If the people don't go in the house, when you pick the coffin's going to be too heavy because trust me, like, Jamaican backwards something, whatever. So when I got into the when I punched in the bag in the garden because I was training for a fight. I was training for a fight that week anyway. You know what I mean? And Frank won't phone me on my phone. Said you got to fight your world title fight. I said, yeah, who? He said Ryan Rhodes. I just hung up the phone on him, and he phoned me back. I said, what? I said, yeah, I'll take the fight. So I opened the window. So my uncle said, listen, yo, I'm fighting Ryan Rhodes, I'm fighting for the world title. Yes, man, drink some white rum. Drink the white rum, make you strong. The white rum will give you strength. I said, nah, uncle, that can't work. My uncle laughing. I said, that can't work. That can't work. Remember, it's Roy nephew in there talking about
nephew,
100%. 63%.
Knock your ass out.
I said, nah, man, I can't drink them. So I just punched a bag and boom, then fight happened. Fight.
How long after was it when your mum and died you got that phone call?
5 days.
5 days.
5 days. So it worked out 3 days in the box 5. It was weird because my mum's thing was, I think I boxed on I can't remember what day I boxed.
It's Saturday, right?
I boxed obviously a Saturday in that case. It's a
yeah.
date we're dealing with.
Look to me, you.
No,
No, it's him.
Yeah, so I think it's 5 days after my mum died of box. So whatever day my mum died of box, you know what I mean? But when I got into the ring, I remember getting at a press conference of Ryan Rose because I got nothing against Ryan Rose. I love the guy because we come the same way. You know what I mean? We go through the struggles and Ryan and Frank Rowan had us as rivals anyway. You know what I mean? I mean, knew we maybe would fight one day, but not for a title. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I remember like in the press conference, I said to him, you're right, you're cool, boom, whatever. And I said to him, I'm gonna knock you out in the first round. He went, as quick as that. That's when I knew I won the fight. Because I said to him, I knock you out in the first round. And he looked at me like...
2 big punches.
You know what I mean? As quick as that. And I had it in my head, I was knocking him out in the first round. Yeah. Even if you look at even all my interviews before, and I said, I ain't got no time to go no 3-4 rounds. I ain't got time to go 3-4 rounds for. I mean, that's too much energy. You know what I mean? I know it's way too much energy. I know Ryan Ross could never ever beat me because I was a big middleweight, and he was ordinary.
You should have been light middleweight.
Light middleweight. He wasn't a big light middleweight. He was an ordinary light middleweight. I was a big middleweight. So I figured only how he can beat me is if he's got to hit me clean and I don't see the punch coming from my mouth. You know what I mean? And sometimes things do that happen. But when I actually got in the ring, I realised how small he was compared to myself. You know what I mean? I'm not a slow fighter anyway. You know what I mean? So he'd have to fight me. You have to like fight me, and obviously I caught him with an uppercut, and then I hit him with a right hand, but obviously it wobbled him a little bit. I don't think he was that hurt, but that wobble would make me think that listen, I'm gonna have to take a thump to give a thump, and if you watch
sacrifice,
if I had to sacrifice. So what's happened? He gave me a hard punch, but I walked through it. Because my mindset was that you can't beat me. I lost my mum, and you're gonna beat me. No, I can't lose the title. So that's why I just
character.
That's character. The character. That's the character comes in. I just steamroll through him, and it was actually the easiest fight I had the whole of my boxing career.
That must be your biggest memory. That.
Oh, amazing, amazing. Yeah, I remember coming back to Hackney because obviously I'm a Hackney boy. I come back to Hackney, and one of my mate, God rest his soul, a guy called Roddy Rankin. He died not too long ago. I remember driving my car and he put up in front of me. Put up in front of me. I said, yo, Jay, champion. He pull out and he must have, every bus in the road, every car. Boy, he blocked up the whole road. And he said, yes, Jay, my champion. Blah, hugged me up in the road, boom, boom, boom. I took out my belt because I had the belt and they give you the belt. I took it out and he's holding the belt and he said, yes. And people going, beep, we can't move out the effing road.
He didn't care.
He didn't give a damn. And that's one of my biggest memories of him. You know what I mean? And I just love, I think the energy in Hackney kind of helped me a lot because I think obviously people who hate you, people who don't like you, people who got jealous and stuff, blah blah. Then you get the jealous people thinking, there's something, man. Because remember, I was the first ever Hackney world champion. Wow. People don't know that. That's what I thought. Then people said, nah, man, it's Maurice Hope. I said, nah, Maurice Hope come from Antigua. Then they say, oh, Dennis Andrews. Dennis Andrews come from Antigua, I think, or Montreal, one of them countries. Then it was, and they're saying, what's his name again? Curtin Langston. Curtin Lang come from Nottingham. You know what I mean? Yeah. Then I said, that's me. They said, then I saw Colin McMillan, that little bitch. Where is he? Where is he? That bitch. Right? I said, Colin McMillan was talking about something. He said to me, nah, Jay, I'm the first Hackney World Champion. I said, you told me you come from Barking. He went, nah. I was born in Hackney Hospital, that bitch. I hope you listen to this guy. I hate you for that, right?
Yeah.
So he said to me, and he said,
listen to this.
I hope he does.
Sure.
Right?
We've only just finished interviewing him.
He knows his story anyway, but he actually was born in Hackney Hospital, but everyone actually knows him from Barking as the Barking champion or West Ham champion.
You was born and raised there, so
that's the original copy. Original thing, Colin. You can say what you want to say. I'm the original. I'm born in Hackney. People know you from. Yeah, I'm talking about Colin now. Yeah, people know Colin right from Barking or West Ham, not from the original Hackney ghetto.
Sweet Sia, you're listening.
Sweet Sia, I hope you listen to.
Look at the camera.
Listening to me, bro. You know the deal, right? So so obviously there's a good feeling to have that in Hackney. Then obviously Lawrence Coley's from Hackney and he won the other day or whatever. You know
he's second now.
He's second. Yeah, they come on. He's only one.
First loser.
He's only one. Yeah, it was only one. So obviously when I won that title, great feeling. But obviously the politics in boxing starts to kick in. You know what I mean? When they're telling me I have to fight in Canada for the world title, then they changed it from Canada, then it was to Germany. I'm saying, but I'm the champion. Why am I going to another country?
To Canada for
exactly.
Otis
Grant, Otis Grant fight Otis Grant. Then it changed, and it was
where'd you go in the end then? Where'd you go?
Germany. I went Germany to fight.
Why did you fight there?
Exactly. I fought Germany. I got
big money.
Yeah, big money. Big money. They give you it was obviously at the time the purse was good. I got a nice £1 million contract, 4-fight contract, £1 million contract, but obviously I had to win your fight. So when I went to Germany, it was like it's like me pulling up in Brixton and I got to drive to Nottingham. You know what I mean? For where my stable is. I'm like, and then I'm pulling up. Then there's a minibus with about 12 people in it. I'm like, what's these people in? Oh, we'll be driving you to
world champion.
And world champion. Yeah. So whatever Frank Ron done, then whatever he think he done. You know what I mean? As my manager, it wasn't good. You know what I mean? And the whole setup was just wrong, and your mindset was all over the place. And the Germans know what they're doing. They know how to rattle your cage, and it played into the hands. And I went over there, boxed. I thought I looked good. You know what I mean? Boxing good. You know what I mean? Then come back to the corner, and I had a swollen eye. I've never had a swollen eye in the whole of my boxing career. I'm talking about. Yeah, and it was just big. You know, I said, where'd it come from? And I'm trying to say, yeah, it hit you. So it's like, so you know, like sometimes you keep watching the fight back to find out when it happened. Yeah. But I think it was something like I don't know. I think it was a thumb or an elbow in my eye or something. Yeah. It wasn't a punch. It wasn't a punch. You know what I mean? And then it just swelled up and it kept swelling up. And I remember, I think obviously, the first time I've been injured like this, I don't really know how to deal with it mentally because it never happened to me before. You know what I mean? So now this is a new experience for me. Yeah. And I dealt with the experience the best as I can. But I remember the referee, or whoever the referee was, I respect him because he said to me, bro, you're a really good fighter. I remember saying, hey, man, you're a really good fighter, man. And I'll tell you something, you're going to win the title again, but your eye basically is fucked. You understand me? You know what I mean? I'm like, why? I'm going to stop it. And I said, okay, cool. You know what I mean? And I remember, and after that happened, you know what I mean, boom, my eye went down. And I said, in Hackney, I used to walk in Hackney, and there's a sign, the optician, like optician's cross. Yeah. But it was far. And I used to always check my eyes on it all this time when I was walking. I checked my eye, what got damaged, and it's blurred. I was like, it's a bit weird. I kept looking at it, it's blurred. So as I was walking up there, I said, let me go into the optician. I was going to check it, you know what I mean? Yeah. Checked it, and the man said to me, there's something in your eye. Let's go, I don't know what it is. He said, don't know what it is, let's go on Moorfields. I went Moorfields. You know what I mean? And they looked at my eye and they said, you got torn retina. I said, what's that mean? He goes, he's got torn retina. I remember crying. I was crying. He said to me, we have to operate on you now. Like now. And I was like, what?
You have
like
no pain in your eye.
No, nothing.
Frank Bruno used to get that quite a bit as well.
Yeah. I got, and he got detached retina. I think I had a torn retina, and it just means that half of it's on.
Right.
And so they have to take off the whole retina, fix it, and put it back on.
Yeah.
You know? And when they done that, it was fine. I could see all right, all that stuff. If it was cool for me, but then I went back to work. You know what I mean? Then I remember I'm looking at you. And I can see, it's the weirdest thing ever in my life I've witnessed. I could see up, but down was black.
Wow.
Just black.
It's like someone's holding something.
Yeah. You know, like a camera kind of. It was down. I thought, what the hell is that? I could see up, I couldn't see down. It was just black.
It's horrible.
So it doesn't matter where you look. It's just black anyway.
Wow.
So I went back to more food. They said, we retinas come off. Operated me again. They put it back on. And when they done it, they scarred my lens. So when I'm looking at you, there's a little blur. Right. You know what I mean? Then boom. Then flip. Then they had to put a lens in my eye. I still could fight. You know what I mean? But the British Boxing Border Control, where I was going up there, can you fight? You can fight. Paying this money, paying that money, paying $2,000, paying that. So I said to them one day, can I flip and fight? Well, I said, what are you taking my money for?
Yeah.
Taking like $2-3 grand. I'm going here, I'm doing this specialist. But really, truly, I couldn't really fight. I could fight in America. I could fight in Germany, but I couldn't fight in England. So I said, you know something? I done what I had to do. I'm world champion. I'm in the record book. So
because I always wondered why you 22-2, and I thought you had more ahead of you.
Yeah, much more. And as I said before, where I was in my boxing career, I was I think I was ranked number 1 or 2 or 3 in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the time, because I think
Some big paydays.
So, as I said, the $1 million contract.
Yeah.
The next fight was for 250,000, and that was like 1999. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But wasn't to be. Life goes on. You know what I mean? And and obviously I had you have a breakdown, like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, you're at the top, and the only good thing about me is I was working. I used to work at Hackney College. So I used to be a student liaison officer at Hackney College. So I always was working. So when things went bad, I just went back to work.
Right, got
you. Know what I mean? But when it happened, my mum died. You know what I mean? Then I lost my title. You know what I mean? Then I went through a bad patch. You know what I mean? With the mother of my child and all that stuff. Ended up going in prison, 9 months in prison. You know what I mean? Done 3.5 months as it goes. Right, 3.5 months. You know what I mean? To me, prison learnt me a lot in life. So much. It learnt me so much. It let me just know that these people.
You just had one trip in there.
That's all I need is one.
One trip, you like it?
One trip. I was terrified.
Took many man in there?
I was terrified when I was in there. Not terrified I'm going to get beaten up. Terrified like, what am I doing in there?
Yeah.
I mean, like that's why I understand what people who go.
Claustrophobic.
Yeah, just everything. But people who go to prison, they're good. I think they should get OBE to go in prison.
Some guys like it.
Not me, boy. That ain't for me. And I was in there for 3.5
Not
months.
going back there, boy.
And I experienced stuff in there. You know what I mean? Experience like living arrangements, and they take away your liberty. You know what I mean? Your number. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't want to be no blooming number. You know what I mean? But that kind of gave me a kick up the arse, and I came out and I was just humble. I was always been a humble person. You know what I mean? But things happened. My mum died, lost my title, and I reacted bad. You know what I mean? And you get punished for things like that. You know what I mean? And I accept it. I accept the punishment. I accept what they give me. You know what I mean? Even though I was in there for 3.5 months. I mean, 3.5 months, like I was in there for 3.5 years.
I'm not going back.
Going slow.
I just got a question for Donovan and John.
Yes, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Can this man talk?
Yeah, man.
I'll leave that, see? I told you, I told you to join.
I don't mind because I don't have to fill the gap.
No, you might. I'm going to be quiet now. Say what you want.
Listen, anyway, I like to say the gym is lovely. How did he come to this gym? How did he all
No, what it is, I met a friend years ago, about 12 years ago, and she said to me she trains with Don Charles.
Yeah.
I mean, so I thought, I know Don Charles. When I met him, he had another gym down Mill Hill.
Yeah.
Then I met him down in Mill Hill, and Don's lovely, man. He's one of the best people I've ever met around me anyway.
Yeah.
And you know, people don't appreciate what you achieve sometimes in life, especially like as a world champion or Commonwealth champion or wherever you are.
Yeah.
And you got some people who say, listen, what you achieve, people are trying to get to you where you achieved.
Yeah.
And maybe 99% of people don't achieve that.
Yeah.
And you kind of gave me a good talking to about what I've achieved. And anytime you want to come to the gym and train, I'm trained. But I live in Harlow, so I used to do like personal training down there.
Yeah.
Work with the young kids down there.
Yeah.
Then obviously, as I said, what I do now, obviously I work with young people, like adolescents, people who've been kicked out of school, people with disabilities and stuff. Man. And that's what I'm still doing now.
Awesome.
Giving back, love that.
Yeah,
It's
love
good.
it.
It's weird, isn't it? All of us doing the same jobs. Simeon, me, you, everybody.
Yeah, because I think what it is, I think we, as much as we're boxers, we're carers in our heart. We care for what we do. We care for the boxing. We care for the boxing fraternity as well. Anyway, we care about young people, and we know where we come from. I come from.
We know how hard it is.
I come from road. You know what I mean? I'm a road man. I come from road. As much as I used to work, and I used to work at the sea. I used to do stockbroking. I used to do loads of stuff. You know what I mean? But I was always a road man. And I realized I got let's try. People go try and give something back. I really want to give shit back, really. You know what I mean? I just wanted the people to understand that if I can do it, you can do it. You know? And depending on what environment you got around you as well, because a lot of these young people, it's the environment around them is a load of crap.
You're a product of your environment, right?
Thank you. You know what I mean? Thank you. Yes, right. You're a product of your environment. And I was a product of my environment, but I made a change in my environment. Yeah. And some people don't want to make a change. Just want to carry on and carry on the same crap. You know what I mean? Yeah. And
help them and give them that mindset. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes you can talk to young people. Like I talk to young people nearly every day about the job I do. Yeah. Some of them, they listen. Some of them then boom kukulan.
Yeah, they're
not interested. And I keep telling them, your parents are not going to be here forever. They're going to die one day. Yeah. You know I mean, I keep telling them they're going to die one day. They might die next week. What are you going to do? What are you going to do if they die? If you got no education, you got no education. You got no education. You're on road selling whatever you're selling. You're making a little change. You're going to get nicked. You're going to go to jail. You're gonna come out of jail. We're gonna be in no man's land again. And that's the problem. What a lot of the young guys on the street they have, and I know a lot of young guys doing their stuff, making good money. I mean, and it's hard to get young people into boxing because if I'm earning £1,000 a week selling drugs, I think I want to go and do boxing.
Yeah, exactly.
No way.
For what?
I mean,
so what I can do it on that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Even if you're earning £500 a week, doing what you're doing, that's good money. You're gonna go and box. That's the problem we have. But boxing is coming back. You know, I mean, I think if schools and colleges and the government give you a lot of funding to box, especially boxers like you guys have been there, done it, got the t-shirt, you've got the experience to carry guys through and make them change their life and whatever. Come on, man. We'll have a much better young people in the street.
I started at school myself. It was really good, and then I stopped it.
You know, the times have changed, right? Because when we was coming through, we used to go to the gym and do boxing. Now they play the PlayStation, they play at home.
Come on.
The social media and streaming, there's distractions.
So much distraction.
Now we're moving into a generation of entitlement. People think they're owed something without having to go out and do something.
Yeah, I talk to young guys every day. How much? If you had to get work, how much money do you want? Oh, I want £30,000 a year. Okay, cool. That's cool. I think you want £30,000 a year. What are you gonna give back to society? I'll give myself. What is yourself? You can't contribute nothing to society. You're a road man. And a lot of them say the same thing over and over again. I don't know what they're talking about. You know, but we try and bring people through. As I said, I work with young people. A lot of them listen. A lot of them are going back to school. My success rate, what I'm doing is amazing. I mean, a lot of them are going back to school. Some of them just can't get through to them. They said, listen, get on with it. You know what I mean? And some of them do learn. People with disabilities as well. You know what I mean? And that, as I said, give thanks. Who we are and what we can do. We can get up and walk and go to the shop and go and buy something. Some of these guys, they can't even do that.
Jason's been a bit humble there again as well, because like all praise be to him, because he said it quickly there, but he's taking kids that are going nowhere, that have got bad mentalities, bad mindset, and he's putting them on the right track. That's good. It's a big, hard thing to do.
It is a question though. When you're doing it, I like doing what you're doing. I find it more rewarding than money, personally.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I do it for the rewarding thing. As good as it is for them,
feel good for it. It
makes me feel good. It's like even doing this podcast is like sometimes better than going to counselling. Some of the things I've been through, being able to talk to my peers and the people been through similar experience, that's better than me talking to a counsellor about some of my experiences who can't relate because they haven't done it. Of course,
yeah. Because as much as I've got a lot of experience from Hackney College. Hackney College really, as I said, respecting a woman there called Nikki. What's her name? Farley. Saying her first name, saying her name was Farley. I remember when I first joined Hackney College, the rate of people leaving the college, fighting, knife crime, whatever it was high. When I was joining, it dropped down to about 5% or something, because I knew how to talk to young people. A lot of them I knew their parents anyway. Because I knew their parents. So when something happened, I said, man, what's your dad's name? I thought your dad, and I go and talk to them. It was like I was like an informer. I was an informer because I used to go and tell you, Dad, no man, can't cook, but behave yourself. They behave yourself, and they used to behave themselves. Behave themselves. So she, Chrissy Farley, and she's the one. Even when I went through my problems and I came out of prison, you know what I mean, I went back to work. Because I was like I was one of the people in the college, which was keeping the college kind of calm, all the young people calm, and they can come to me and say, Jay, I had sex with a girl and I got some stuff coming out of me. You know what I mean? Seriously, I got some girl pregnant, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? Come to me because I was like a student liaison officer. You know what I mean? So someone's gonna have a fight, someone wants to beat me up outside, and I'll just sort it out because they all knew me. And they all gave me respect, even up to today. I see remember, if I'm 50, 52 coming out, I see young people who are 40. 39, they know me. Come, Jay, let's go for a drink. Let's do this. Let's go for dinner. Let's still do it now. Because they remember me because show me and I respect them young people. They give me a lot of respect. They invite me to their wedding. They invite me to their christening. I mean, because I was always with them and trying to sort them out. You know,
respect's earned, right?
Yeah, come on, man. Some of the young people, I used to be at their at the security in the morning. So in the morning, I expect the security to make sure people coming in and out and no arguments and stuff. As much as a boxer, a lot of people know I was a boxer, but I was a humble guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like, I used to like, well, he's all right because he's always in college. He's all right because you used to have a card, like a card to come into the college.
Yeah.
Where you can't come in. So certain of them used to get dressed quick and never used to bring their card. They couldn't come in the college. So I said, no, he's all right. He's good. He behaves himself. He's good. Let's get in the college. And they should always remember, I always used to stand up for them.
Yeah.
You need to get ones who are just troublemakers. Don't let him in. He's a troublemaker. No, Jay, you're a troublemaker, man. I mean, so that's how I got through. Got from Hackney College, and even though I said when I came out, I went straight back to work, and I was just carrying doing what I was doing because I was really, really good at my job. Yeah. And coming out of college, leaving Hackney College, working for mental health, I used to work for Mind in Enfield. You know what I mean? And I really, as I said before, this story here I'm gonna tell you is really interesting because when I came out of jail, I did some rounds in, and he gave me one hell of a fucking thump. I'll never forget it. And I was like, I thought I was knocked out. I swear. He wouldn't know this. Yeah. He would never know this.
He'd be listening. He'd be watching.
Yeah, I'll be watching this guy.
And he's on the group as well.
And he gave me this hell of a punch. I went, I thought I was not. I swear, I never thought. I